if you have pectus excavatum like me, then there is one thing that you probably have in common, which is the fact that you have scoliosis. So your spine has a bend in it, probably right where your pectus is, and we're going to dive into that. But before we get into the specific movements that I want to quickly go over, I'm going to do my training today as well, and I'm going to do that while I talk about some things. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm feeling called to come in and make some more content. My life at the moment has been like, I don't really know how to describe it, but since really working on myself, like there's been so many blessings that have been coming up in my life, and this year has just been incredible so far. And I'm feeling called to share a bit more. I'm feeling called to like fire you guys up while firing myself up. And yeah, this one's for the Pectus gang today, and I'm just so grateful. So many amazing things, so much abundance, and yeah, life is just super damn good. So, to cut to the chase of this video, why I wanted to make this, I made a custom program recently for one of my clients, Oliver, who's the man, and he's really tapping into his own movement training and stuff, and he's really exploring the things that for him, he personally needs to work on. And it's amazing to see. Some of you guys, or him especially, joined the Pectus program. There's like 122 people in that if you want to join. It's free. It's on my website, link down below. And yeah, it's a free program to go over heaps of stuff. It's not as tailored towards your specific needs, much like what I've just given Oliver, but it's a great start. And if you want a specific training program tailored to you, a 2-week training program that you can repeat, then send me a DM on Instagram and I'll get back to you. But in the meantime, what I wanted to go over, and I showed Oliver this in his program, and this is a really fundamental movement to create neutrality through our spine. So let's just go over some basics really quick and what's happening with scoliosis. So there is a compensation in our back to create this straight line of balance. Our body's constantly trying to balance itself. And so what's happened here is there's been a shift in our weight. And so for me, I'm like this. So my hips have popped over, my spine has come with the bend here, the scoliosis, and I'm now balanced when I stand like this. But what I can do, and this is a concept that I talk about, which is called neutralizing the spine. So what I'm going to do, and I'll show you from behind because it makes the most sense. So this is how my scoliosis is, right? But what I can do, and go from this relaxed posture, this is really bad, to flexing my lats and my back, creating this external rotation, pushing my hips back, squeezing my glutes, squeezing my lower back, and I'm neutralizing, head tall, I'm neutralizing my spine through activation of the muscles in my body. So I'm up nice and tall and I'm neutralizing my spine. Obviously I look like a bit of a robot when I'm moving like this, but the idea with this is to neutralize the spine and then gain some strength through these ranges of motion. So what that's going to look like, and what I mean by strength through ranges of motion, is once I've neutralized my spine, this is a technique that's a derivative of Weck method, which I study, but it's functional patterns. This is kind of what they talk about, but this is my take on it. What I'm going to be doing is neutralizing my spine. I'm getting into the strong posture from the ground up. Everything is neutralized. I'm locked here. And what I'm going to then do is keep these sensations everywhere, core really tight, keeping this lock, and I'm going to move and press this band however I can. It can literally be in so many different ways. I'm locking, and I'm just starting to move with this neutralized spine posture. I can do this, and I personally do this, and I think it's better if you have some pulleys or some cables like this, where you can neutralize yourself, and you can step in, you can grab, and you can press, while keeping everything neutralized, even when I'm here, all the way through the movement, coming down, next up, neutralizing, so much conscious effort to stay neutral, and coming back. So this looks super robotic, but this is one of the key elements to help rebalance our spine, to deal with scoliosis. Please excuse the noise, there's a helicopter flying over right now. But this, in combination with rotational movement, or the Weck method training principles, head over foot, spinal oscillation, That's why I train rope flow. My ropes are in this box here. That's why I train these mace bells. Look, I literally have a box of hundreds, not hundreds, but like 15 ropes here. And then I have approximately 10 to 12 maces here. And the idea is to gain these patterns that we've lost over time, like a throwing pattern. I'm having to do so much rotation and movement through my spine and my body, teaching myself new movement patterns. That's through the rotation. And then on top of that, there's the neutralization and learning how to have a stable spine. So in my opinion, there's so many modalities and so many ways to train, especially so much advice around pectus and scoliosis and issues and all of that. Like, all of these things are popping up now. But in my opinion, movement variation is more important. So I'm not only training functional patterns or only training neutralization. I'm also training rotational movement, WEC method stuff. I'm also training just standard normal training. I'm training calisthenics. I'm doing yoga. I'm doing mobility. In my opinion, combining your own personal touch on all of these things is how you maximize your body's capabilities and the things that you need to do. Because if someone comes to you and tells you the one thing that you need to do, when in reality everybody's DNA and makeup is different, then that one thing isn't going to be right for you. It was right for them, but it might not be right for you. So what I'm trying to get at is explore, enjoy many different movement modalities, just explore and see what feels right, see what intuitively feels good for you, learn from different people, study different things, and you will find the method that works for you. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in terms of the key things to sort out scoliosis. We have our rotational movement stuff, the rope flow and mace bell work, and then we have spinal neutralization. I can work this spinal neutralization through literally any movement. I can do it right now, this whole time as I'm moving. I can keep this spinal neutralization no matter where I'm moving. It's very difficult, but it's a conscious effort. And again, it looks robotic, but that's not the point. We free up the spine later intentionally through rotational movement. So there's a little breakdown, potentially too complex. Go back and watch this little segment of me talking if you feel like you need a breakdown again of how to achieve that neutral spine. But today, I'm going to do a pull session. We're going to jump into it. My first movements are pull-ups. I'm going to do weighted pull-ups. I'm going to use my rope to strap on a 15-kilo plate. Another reason, ladies and gentlemen, to get yourself a rope flow rope. Just trying to find the one that I always use here. It's not that one either. It's this one. Fuck, there's sand all through these ropes because I take them to the beach. So, my one I've marked with the black tape on the end. I do a class with my business partner Gabrielle. That's how we have these maces here every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. at Arewa Beach, where we go over these principles and we train it in a practical way, but we also go hard. So that's every Saturday. If you're in New Zealand, in Auckland, come and have a jam with us. But first thing I normally do in all of my sessions is just a rope flow warm-up, and that normally just looks like something like this, where I'm moving my head over my foot, I'm balancing my weight over, I'm just stepping, I'm spinning, I'm rotating. You can see this intense oscillation through my spine here, this head over foot stuff. In my opinion, that's definitely one of the main steps to overcome spinal issues, movement, clunkiness, is to learn how to use the rope. But not everyone has access to the gym and all these different tools, but in my opinion, everybody can find a rope. You don't need these perfect rope flow ropes. You can just pick up a rope like a skipping rope and you can jam that too. You can do what Gabrielle did, which is tie a bunch of small ropes together to make a bigger rope. But if you can get a flow rope, this is just it's called a flow rope. This is the ones that we sell, but this is basically just a marine rope, a marine grade rope that's really sturdy and strong. It's not going to break. They last a long time. This is what you want. So the cool thing about a rope flow rope and why I'm showing you this is because we can tie it around our waist with a plate. So for my working sets today, I'm going to be using, you know what, I'm going to throw a 25 kilo plate on instead of the 15. I'm going to go for 3 to 5 reps. Hopefully I can get 3. And that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do now is get into my session. I'm only doing pull movements today. I've been very active lately. And yeah, everything's a little bit tender other than my pulling pattern. So what I'm going to do is pull-ups. Straight after pull-ups, I'm going to do a gorilla row, which you'll see bent over, and I'm going to do 3 or 4 rounds of that back to back, and then another triple set of something else. And that's my 20-minute workout. Easy as that. Rotational movement, neutralization of spine, movement patterns that I want to work on, and that's how I train. So first one I'll do with no weight, just to get in the groove. Another thing with all of my patterns, I'm not just pulling up like you see most people do in the gym. They're like doing their pull-ups like this. I'm trying to bring my core forward and be active and pull myself up and over the bar. So it translates into actual strength, but full body through my core too. Nice. So 25 kilo plate, as you can see here, just for the haters. Literally, I don't have haters, but hey. So I got 24 kilos each hand for the gorilla row. In the gorilla row, take a wide stance, bending over 90 degrees with the floor, and just pounding these out. Hey. I think that was like 16. I'm going to be shooting for 16 to 20. 2 sets, basically warm-up sets, and my back is already on fire. Did do some activation stuff as I was explaining to you guys, but absolutely on. I really hope that you guys are taking action every day, trying to bring your dreams into reality. That's, in my opinion, what all of this jazz is about, that I'm doing. And if I'm honest, just getting back into a season of growth. I'm getting fired up. And, yeah, I just tied that under my leg. So, again, this is what's so cool about these flow ropes, is you can just tie them around your waist. Easy as that. Now you've got your weighted pull-ups. Again, 25 plate added. I'll be happy with 3 to 5. Let's shoot for 3, see how we feel. Definitely lost a lot of strength, but that's okay. Straight into the gorillas. So this is one of 3 working sets. First one was a warm-up. It's crazy, like mobility and training the things that we need to work on it's really difficult because they're not really the fun things to do, you know? And forcing yourself to go to the gym or train or whatever it is, it can be really, really difficult, but it's an essential step for our health to work on the things that we know that we need to do, that we don't really want to do, like the mobilization of our spine or the breathing exercises for our chest and ribs and heart health. But these are ultimately the things that, if you stack up over time, you create health and you create abundance for yourself and you create a life that you're happy with. And maybe that's too deep for just movement's sake, but I truly fucking believe that. Truly believe that movement is like such a key element to feeling fantastic, bringing in what you want with your life, because ultimately movement is how you access different emotional states, and that's what's up. Here we go. Set 2. Working set 2. Jeepers. Right on my skin. Alright boys, let's go. Boys or girls? Men or women? 3 reps. It's hard. You don't have to work out for hours every day to get strength, to get gains. Just every day you gotta move. 20. This is our packaging for the maces. I reckon that's pretty damn sick. Our first packaging was blank, it had nothing on it. There's even like a little custom piece on the top. Aotearoa's home of unconventional training, tools and education. Pretty sick. Part of the dream, to share how I train, to share how Gabriel trains, to learn different ways of training, not just the gym, which in mainstream culture, the gym and like really, in my opinion, like ego-based training is the main sort of mainstream way where there's kids just posing and just trying to look good and lift really conventionally, which for longevity and health, in my opinion, isn't the optimal way. It's better than nothing, but full body integrated movement, that's the way. And look, if you guys, all you can think about right now because of your pectus, because of the insecurity that might be surrounding you with it, if that's all you can think about, then by all means, like go chase some gains. Don't do any gear or anything, but just go and get stronger, go and get bigger. Realize that that's not the only thing that matters. Once you get it, you'll see. There's a lot more to life than just being jacked, being happy with who you are deep down, truthfully, the way you are in the world that's where it's at. And being happy with your physique is a huge key component to that. No doubt, I'm not denying that. Getting muscular for me was a huge step in building my self-worth, but you can get consumed in it. That feeling of forever small. Used to never take my shirt off, used to wear long sleeve shirts to cover up, and now I'm shirtless every opportunity I can because I want to get sun on my skin and I just feel comfortable in my skin, and I'm proud of what I've built and who I am. And you can do that too. Last 3. Did you say 4 for the last set? Hey. That was rough, boys and girls. I'm thinking of calling this video like a real clickbaity title, like the one thing you should be doing to fix your scoliosis, or Pectus Excavatum Scoliosis, the one thing. But obviously that's clickbait, but at the same time, the one thing is actually movement. And so, am I lying? I don't believe so. Let's go. 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 4 bonus, 24. Always trying to smash my last sets. Steve Cook, one of the OG like fitness YouTubers, he once said, last set, best set. And I like that. Last set of the day or of an exercise, make it your best. One up yourself. Okay. Next up, we're going to do a cable pull down with a straight bar. Actually, let's use the multi-grip attachment. Some heavier weight. Let's see how we are here. Wider grip. So, this is one of those movements that I'm going to be really focusing on my spinal neutralization to help with my scoliosis, to help with my off-centered back. I'm going to neutralize myself so I can get stronger in that neutral position. So we're going to do that. We're going to do maybe like a bent over, like a lateral raise, but for the back, scaps together. So from here, I'm trying to separate my shoulder blades at the bottom and squeeze them together at the top. Very intentional. So that that, and then should we add a third? I think so. Should we go for a single arm, like a very coiled, like facing this way? Yeah. So this is like full stretch on the lat. I'm coiling my right side, Weck method principle, bringing this down, coiling this side. I can lengthen here or just stay. That feels good. So if you're training with me, set it up. You can do both of these things with bands. So I could do my pull-throughs, my pullovers with a band, and the same thing, the coil row with the band as well. You don't have to have the cable set up like me. You just got to have them bands. You can even do a banded reverse fly. No excuses, boys and girls. Let's get it done. All right, 3 rounds. That's us for the day. That's our workout done. Easy as that. Holy shit. I don't know how many reps that was, but like being intentional, have the intent in the movement. There's a favorite quote of mine that is, when movement stops, intent continues. So even if I can't take it further, I'm thinking about my intention of taking it further. Let your intention guide your progress. Be intentional. Here we go. Hi. Straight into the coil row. Eyes on target. I'm looking, I'm picking a point and looking as if it's like you're in a fight and you're watching to see. Whew. That's 1 round. We're gonna do 3, and that's it. Today I did like a pretty fun mace spell session at the beach. Mia and I went for a walk and I just flung around the mace. Like literally in the water, swinging it around. Just going crazy, throwing it. It's so cool in the water too, because there's just no consequences for smacking or like dropping it or hitting the ground or whatever. Obviously it still hurts. Still hurts if it hits you. But more freedom nonetheless, just flinging around in the water. Gonna keep the rest short on this giant set, 3 movements. Let's rock it. Will they? I wonder if YouTube will think that we're slamming as well. You going to the beach? Nice. Epic. Okie dokie. Have fun. Are you driving?
Yeah, I'll just go kayaking.
Yeah. Nice. How's your neck?
I just took more, so pretty good.
Okie dokie. See you soon. It's getting very challenging. Let's get it done. There she goes, off to the beach. Damn, that's another crazy part about life and like where I'm at. Literally like a couple minutes drive to a beach in two directions. I go Waiheke Beach there or Long Bay. Auckland, man. Auckland is the spot. Auckland, New Zealand. Grateful to be here. That's potentially a really good part about bodybuilding is learning to pose, learning to connect with your muscle so that you can create these like neutralizing postures and open yourself up and feel what's going on, learning to contract your muscles. So again, like my perspective on bodybuilding isn't that like I think bodybuilding's dumb or stupid. It's that I'm prioritizing movement quality, athleticism, and long-term health. That's why I train the way that I train. And I also want to have an in-shape physique and something that I'm proud of. So that's why there's some other movements as well. But bodybuilding's not the priority. And in my opinion, when it was my priority, my mental health declined because I was so concerned with what I looked like. But now I'm more concerned with the movements I'm unlocking, the fun that I'm having, and my ability to play and enjoy life. So my metric on how I value myself is completely different. Definitely recommend, if you're feeling stuck in your limiting self-image, limiting self-beliefs, orientate yourself around different values and different goals, different metrics, not just what you look like. I'm trying to keep my reps good form. I don't want it to fall apart. So if my form falls apart, I try to stop there or tidy it up. Last year. Form is dropping. Strength is dropping. You don't need a whole lot of time to get a good session in, let me tell you. Boys and girls, that's our session. If you have pectus, like me, and you're struggling with where you're at mentally, with your self-image, with how you feel like you look, DM me, drop a comment in this video, jump in the Pectus program, or you can get a custom program to help you with where you're at, that's tailored to your goals and the place that you're currently at. Doesn't have to hold you back. Life is so beautiful, it's open, there's so many opportunities, and it's your limiting self-beliefs that stop that from happening. It's my limiting self-beliefs that limit the opportunities in my life. So here's to conquering ourselves, because that's what this is all about, and here's to growth. I love and appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope the Pectus gang is thriving, and if not, let's make it happen. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Much love.